Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Good evening. Welcome to our Monday, April 27th, regular school board meeting. Can we get roll call?
Mrs. Alcar.
Here.
Mrs. D'Angelo Steele.
Here.
Dr. Dillon.
Here.
Ms. Liskini.
Here.
Mrs. Peterson.
Here. We are going to skip tonight the meeting minutes. Again, that's one, because board docs is down. Two, because when it was up before it was down, it was transcribing inaccurately. So we will approve meeting minutes at the next meeting. So this evening we are skipping approval of meeting minutes on the agenda. And we're going to move right along into our presentations. Oh, thank you. Can I please get a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So move, Liskini. Second, D'Angelo Steele.
Any discussion on the agenda? Okay, can I get a roll call for that?
Ms. Liskini.
Yes.
Mrs. D'Angelo Steele.
Yes.
Mrs. Alcar.
Yes.
Dr. Dillon.
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson.
Yes. Thank you guys for keeping me in order. Okay, now moving along to presentations. It is with great pleasure that we have a presentation this evening from Westland High School, Mr. Costello, as he's coming forward, and he's going to share school spotlight for Westland High School. I think he might have put it on.
Check. There we go. Thank you.
Radio voice.
Good evening, President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the Southwestern City Schools Board of Education, Mr. Banks and Mr. Garside. My name is Greg Costello, and it is my honor to be here this evening and to serve the students and staff of Westland High School as their principal. Westland High School is a learning community rich in tradition, school spirit, and pride. Many of our staff members are lifers, serving their entire career in Galloway. Several staff members are also Westland graduates. We educate generations of families as well. Students currently attending Westland are the children and grandchildren of Westland graduates, and we anticipate this tradition will continue. Recently, Westland High School was the recipient of the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce Momentum Award for sustained growth in our 24-25 school year report card. The Momentum Award is awarded to buildings that have improved their performance index by 3 or more points from the previous school year and received a value-added progress rating of 4 or more stars. This past year, Westland High School improved our PI score from 70.391 to 76.653, which is the second highest jump in the district of the 9 schools recognized for this award behind Finland Elementary. This award is humbling because it relates directly to our laser focus on excellence. We define excellence at Westland as being better today than you were yesterday. And this award is proof that all staff and students uphold the same value. As you can see on slide 2, we have positive growth in both our report card rating these past 3 years, as well as positive growth in our graduation rate. This sustained progress is truly a testament to the commitment of our teachers, secretaries, aides, kitchen staff, bus drivers, and custodians. Westland High School is truly the center of the West Side community. Our Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, or JROTC for short, is a pillar of our school community. They not only serve our school each day, presenting the Pledge of Allegiance and raising and lowering the American flag, but also serve Central Ohio and beyond with honor guards, flag folding demonstrations, and performing at other community events. Our performing arts department is top tier, with talented students and educators that perform sold-out shows for both our student body and community. On the athletic field, our Cougars have excelled. We have qualified for the state football playoffs the past 2 seasons, something that has never happened before in the history of the school. And most recently, our basketball team reached the district finals for the first time in over 20 years. Our wrestling team won an OCC championship in 2024, which was also the school's first league championship in over 20 years. We are especially proud of our career tech department at Westland. Our construction department provides hands-on learning and prepares students to be job ready upon graduation for a booming industry in Central Ohio. In terms of parent engagement, this is a primary area of growth which we continue to lean into. Our PTSA works diligently to support the work of our teachers, supporting our parent-teacher conference evenings and our open house. Our multiple boosters groups work tirelessly to support our student groups such as band, choir, drama, JROTC, and of course, our vibrant Westland athletic boosters. We continue to work with communities and schools, an important community partner at Westland, on future plans to provide more opportunities to engage our parents. One of the most important assets to our team is our partnership with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, and more specifically, the Crisis K-9 Unit. CODA, you can see asleep up there, along with his partner and handler, Deputy Heather Smith, helped to create a safe and secure environment at Westland High School. Our motto is to be kind, work hard, and have fun. Our entire student body and staff are committed to these values and to the relentless pursuit of excellence each and every day. It is our mission to provide a high-quality education that prepares our students to be ready for the world upon graduation. It is truly my pleasure to support this amazing team of educators at Westland High School and to watch our talented students grow. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share these highlights this evening, and thank you for your time and leadership on behalf of our school district. I will open it up for questions.
You know, I got a question. I know. First and foremost, thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you do at Westland High School. Amazing work over there. 2 things I wanted to ask you about. One was your Momentum Award, and what would you attribute maybe the top thing that you've done at Westland this last year to increase over 3 points?
It's really nothing that I've done. It's something that we've all done. The adults at Westland buy in from the moment they all walk through the door. Yes, my name is on the diploma, and that is very humbling. I love being the principal there, but from the cooks, how they treat the kids when they walk through the line, the bus drivers, how they greet them when they pick them up, the secretaries managing the operations, and the teachers delivering the instruction. The answer you're looking for is culture. Like, everyone has bought in.
My second question is, I'm wondering if you could address the specialized classrooms that you're going to be adding next year.
Yes, ma'am. We are very fortunate to be adding 2 cross-cat classrooms to Westland, bringing an amazing group of young people into our building. I've actually been in contact today with the teachers coming in on adding the Best Buddies program to align students already at Westland with our cross-cat students coming in to make the transition seamless, working on adding Special Olympics. Like, it is going to be an exciting year next year at Westland.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to come back. Obviously, you were one of the first schools I volunteered in the cafeteria, and I was so happy. They're such great folks. They said, "Hey, we have a shirt for you to wear tomorrow. It's the Air Force JROTC thing was happening," and the whole school was all wearing the same shirt. They were all in support of this event and everything, and I just thought that was really cool right from the get-go. So, you're doing a great job over there.
Thank you very much. We were under a national kind of evaluation that day, and we had the highest score of all the Air Force JROTC units that day. So
I
remember
believe
that day.
it.
Thank
It
you.
was awesome.
What I have been I'm not gonna cry because Westland is so dear to me. That is where most of my 20-some years have been in my volunteer time with my kids and my community on that side. And, you know, when I decided to go for the appointed seat, I had to go around to all of my volunteer groups to say goodbye and tell them I'm doing this. And I felt like I was leaving them. But I knew they could do what they needed to do and step up, and there was gonna be some bumps, but then they'll come back up. And I will say going into year 3 behind this seat and watching them, they are getting through it. It's going up. The kids, the buy-in, that has been tremendous to watch. And to be able to watch it with the past couple years, I feel like it's when it's really started, the kids really started getting confidence, and especially at the athletic level, just the feeling of being able to compete. And that was, I think, at the beginning of what we was just trying to get them to, just that feeling of you can compete. And then after you can compete, what comes next? And that discipline and that dedication to each other, accountability to each other, and what the coaches have brought in over there has been amazing to see. And it was a long time coming from like back in 2012 when the basketball team was at the top under Parker. And slowly but surely, and we had that levy in there where it took some sports away, and then we had to come back. But it has really grown, and it's been amazing to see the community on the west side feel like they have something to come to, and to see and to witness and to be a part of. So I thank you for that, Costello. Watching you in the role has been tremendous to watch you take it and just keep going up. So
Thank you, ma'am. That's very humbling. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to say that I think Westland is one of the prime examples of when diversity is celebrated, the kids succeed and do well. And is it Friday is the multicultural night?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so anyone here, it's a great night. And then you know how like when you're an adult and you see somebody and they're like, well, I remember but it's just so cool for me because I remember 20 years ago when you were a band director at Marion Franklin High School and I was sitting in your band class and just seeing you amazing work continuing it.
Sorry to call you Miss Alkire, but thank you very much.
But it's just, it's great to see the work that you continue to do. So I appreciate it.
Very much. Appreciate that.
thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We're gonna keep moving it along. You're gonna see Mr. Ed Kennedy coming to the podium. He is going to do a Welcome Center spotlight.
So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the board, Mr. Banks, Mr. Garside. Wonderful to have an opportunity to be here tonight to talk with folks. The work that I have done with Southwestern City Schools for most of my career here has been with our EL community. I continue to do that work with Andrea Galoni right now and helping to co-coordinate the department. But at the beginning of last school year, there was an opportunity for us to have a little bit of conversation here at the district level and with members, which I'm going to say this right now, but our Welcome Center team is here tonight, so I'm so happy to see them here. But we had a chance to have a conversation that was led by Dr. Lusher at that time, just to kind of take a look at some of the process and some of the procedures surrounding enrollment in our district and the change of address piece. And as we kind of had conversations about maybe some shifts or some changes that could be made, then we had a chance to work with Mr. Banks to talk about maybe what would be a different way that we could set things up. What might be a different way that we could look at housing where our enrollment center was, and then maybe take a look at what we were doing as far as the enrollment piece itself was concerned. And so through a lot of conversation, it ended up that there was an opportunity to take a look at the old Brook Park Middle School site and see if that was something that we could set up to kind of shift our enrollment center to more of a welcome center kind of a setting. And so in June of last year, if you were around, it was just a buzz of activity. Our maintenance department was just wonderful. Our technology department, the ladies who work at the Welcome Center, everyone just really pitched in to say, what can we do to stand this up as quickly as we can? And so through an awful lot of work with an awful lot of people, if you go back to that second one, we were able in June to open our Welcome Center and say, we want to make sure that we have families here and we can begin that enrollment process. And so in working with Dr. Lusher in the time that she has come into the district, she has had this message that has really resonated for me personally, and I think for a lot of folks in the district. It's this notion that you belong here and we're happy you're here. And so for us, we looked at the Welcome Center and we said, you belong here means you're welcome here. We really want people to feel welcome when they come in. We're happy you're here, and what can we do to help you? And so what we have found in opening the Welcome Center is that there were actually a few different areas that we found that the Welcome Center lent itself to really helping meet needs in our district. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the enrollment process, our PALS program in the district, our professional development program, which was, again, a great pickup for us here, and then a lot of the community service we do, both within the district and then in a partnership with the city of Grove City. So if you click to that next one, there's a bunch of numbers that I'm going to just walk you through to make sure that you understand what they mean. I had this set up so that we click it and they'd come up one at a time, but that takes a minute. As a team, what we had a chance to do at the Welcome Center was to sit down and say, how do we honor that notion that you're welcome here, that you belong here, that we're really happy you're here? And what the ladies came to right away, that the folks who work at the enrollment center, right away they said the way that we can really show people they're welcome here is we can be effective and efficient in helping parents get their kids into schools as quickly as we can. And so the job from day one became, how do we make sure that we are processing as many people as we can? We're about to enter a season in June, July, and August, where last year we were enrolling on average about 900 families a month, in addition to about 550 changes of address. And so every day is a day to prove we can be effective and efficient, we can be kind and make sure that people feel welcome. But as you work through it, from June of last year till yesterday, we have processed 6,582 enrollment registrations. We have processed over 3,000 change of address requests, and we've actually had about 3,400 people. We've had a couple of busy days lately, about 3,400 people who have physically visited the Welcome Center. Most people register online, but families who have special needs, it might be language support that they need, it might be help with determining what kind of paperwork they need, or they might just need help with getting things together and getting copies. Those are the folks that visit us at the Welcome Center. And so over 3,000 people have visited the Welcome Center since June. We've managed over 6,400 calls pertaining to registration. Over 2,200 of those have come in a language other than English. And so it is really great between Propio and between the support that we have as far as our language assistance is concerned there at the Enrollment Center, we've been able to manage those and move right along. 15,000 plus emails that we have been able to work through pertaining to registration and change of address. And then the thing I think that we're really proud of is we really this year have been able, with the focus on being effective and efficient and that welcoming atmosphere, we've been able to, we run a provisional report a couple times a year. Provisional enrollment, somebody comes in, they might not have all the paperwork they need. We might be waiting for SHOTS records. There just might be some sort of a hiccup that if we're not careful, can keep kids out of school for extended periods of time. And so we're able to enroll students provisionally. And then that provisional report has allowed us to work with our schools. We're closing in on 900 provisional letters we've been able to send out to families, helping them say, this is what I still need to get in to make sure that my students' enrollment continues right along. Or sometimes for people who say, I think maybe it's a different place I'm going to go, those provisional letters have been very helpful there. So the work that, I'm going to talk to you about the Welcome Center. I'm going to tell you there's a team here that does that work every day that you'd have to be there to see it. It's amazing how much work gets done on a daily basis. But one of the other things that the Welcome Center has been great for is it's been able to provide space for our PALS program, our Positive Alternative Learning program. And so at this point this year, we have 137 students we've been able to provide over 1,000 days of positive learning experiences for those students who need a learning experience in an alternative but appropriate setting. We've been able to keep those kids there. We've been able to work with those kids in school every day. And so they're great young people. You get a chance to go down there and talk with the folks who work there. The Welcome Center has really been helpful. It's been great in providing that resource. Professional development. If you've been in this district for a long time, if you've been in this district for any amount of time, it's hard to find space for PD. We have a robust population of educators and employees in the district and an ever increasing number of professional development opportunities that we provide. And at a certain point in time, we just kind of ran out of room. So at the Welcome Center this year, we've been able to host 122 PD sessions. Over 1,800 of our employees have been able to attend those sessions, classified, certificated, administrative. We've been able to really provide a good space for folks to meet. One of the things that we've learned in the Enrollment Center is old people in the room will remember those whole 3 R's, the reading, write, and arithmetic kind of thing. We have our own 3 R's at the Enrollment Center. It's recycle, refurbish, and repurpose. And so we have been able to really make use of the resources we had there in order to provide opportunities for our folks. And then we're going to talk about the folks in Grove City here in a moment. Community service, again, when you are in the mindset of repurposing things, we found that we had some spaces that we could use, that working with our partners in communities and schools and working with the buildings in our district, we were able to identify families that were in need of support, and the Welcome Center ended up being a perfect place to stage, prepare, and then to distribute food to families. And so working with schools in our district, we were able to help provide 56 meals to families over the holidays that next year, we're kind of getting our feet wet this year. Next year, we feel like we're going to be able to help even more families. And then a wonderful thing about being there that this staff has been great in helping us with, we've been able to provide through the enrollment process backpacks full of school supplies for over 450 kids this year. And I'm telling you, if you want families to feel welcome, if you want them to feel like we're happy you're here, those kids are so excited. You let them pick a book bag. We have books that have been provided that we were able to provide for families, and it really does help with that. A Welcome Center should be welcoming, and I think it's something that's been a wonderful thing for us to see. Language support wise, we mentioned it with the calls. The ladies who help us with our language support services at the Enrollment Center aren't just helping with the registration process. They're up front helping with the registration process most of the time, but the times that they're not up front, then we've been able to repurpose an area where they have been able to field phone calls from across the district for families in need of additional language support. And so we've been able to field over 1,000 calls this year with those ladies, and they've been able to, either at the Welcome Center or going out into buildings, they've been able to attend over 300 meetings. And so those could be IEP meetings about programming or events. Just really has been something that's been able to provide good support for the community. And then finally, our partnership with the City of Grove City. It's a long-standing agreement that people who know more about this than I do can talk about, that the City of Grove City has made some limited use of the Brook Park site over the last couple of years. This year, 2 things happened. One, we stood the building up and they came and visited and said, it looks pretty good when it's clean and functional. And so their city council in November approved a resolution saying, we're going to make more use of the space there. And so starting in November, the district entered into hey, how do we stand this up? How do we work together to get areas ready? Their maintenance team working with our maintenance team, their staff with our staff. Primarily it's Parks and Rec that has come in, but we've been able to work together. We share space, we've repurposed space. Some space is designated primarily for them, some for us. But the City of Grove City has been able to provide over 100 offerings to the community. Over 700 community members have been able to get into programs that had previously been shut down because there was nowhere to meet. We've hosted 6 winter farmers markets. I don't know if you've been to any of those. It's crazy. You go over to Old Brook Park, to the Welcome Center and the gym and that front hallway, there's vendors everywhere. Over 5,800 community members from all throughout our district have been able to attend those. And then we have a wonderful relationship with the Grove City Police Department and with local law enforcement throughout the district. Our school, the second floor in particular, the Welcome Center, has been a perfect place for them to do school emergency response training. So there have been 11 trainings up to this point, 276 officers trained throughout the Southwestern City Schools attendance area, and in some cases throughout the state of Ohio. So, for an old guy late in a career to get a chance to be a part of something this exciting, it has been a wonderful thing to be a part of. And again, I keep going back to the notion of you belong here, we're happy you're here. I feel like that's the work we try to do every day at the Welcome Center. And so if you get a chance to swing by, most of you I've seen there already, but if you haven't had a chance, swing by. We would welcome you in. We would love to see you there. So any thoughts, any questions? So we're open from 8:30 to 4:30, but what you'll see when you come there, we're open from 8:30 to 4:30. Grove City comes in at 5:30 and they offer evening classes and then some weekend classes. But like some of the professional development areas that we have, because they're areas we share with Grove City, sometimes we'll have our PD goes on until 5:30, but the Welcome Center itself is open from 8:30 to 4:30. Now, if there's ever a family there who's in the middle of enrolling, I'm sure they'll tell you, you'll see the smiles. We stay open as long as it takes for us to get folks through. And again, June, July, and August, you gotta come by. It's a sight to behold. So July, August, and September, probably more than that. So.
Data doesn't lie. That data is impressive, and thank you, ladies,
Right there.
for that. Those numbers are, huge. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I went to Brook Park, 6 through 8. And so it's one of those things, seeing it now and seeing it repurposed is really, really cool. I just think it's amazing. I know it's something when we first got on the board that we were like, what is happening? What is this? The amount of phone calls we were receiving when it came to enrollment and all the things. And I was like, I don't understand. We want you here. We want your student in these schools.
Right.
What do you mean you can't? I don't understand. And, we went through the process. Well, I live here. I do this. You're checking all the boxes. I'm sending this on to the next level. Hold on. You guys heard about it. You guys saw saw the issues. You knew what was happening, and you guys, I think, have nailed it. I think you guys have solved a lot of the issues that were occurring. The phone calls on that side has completely stopped, so that's amazing. It was a lot there for a while, but I'm just so impressed. When I was over there and I took a tour, super impressed. It's really cool to see, again, a building that we thought was a complete disarray. It was just going to go to, nothing's going to happen with it. So it's really, really great to see how it's flourished, what you guys have done over there and brought life back into a building that I know for sure had so much life in it many, many moons ago. So
It's a happy place to be.
Yeah, I think it has to be. That's really great, you guys. Thank you, all of you, for all you do.
And again, I think that came from our superintendent, deputy superintendent, to identify a problem and say, what do we need to put in place? And so there was a series of meetings last year. Sometimes meetings are well-intentioned and they don't necessarily go somewhere. This one took off. And so that's a hats off to Mr. Banks and Dr. Lusher, because they were the ones who were able to really get the resources we needed to get things going. And then, like I say, every day, it's right there. They're the stars here. So.
Thank you, Ed, for coming and giving all of the statistics and the details and the whatnots of what's happening at the Welcome Center. Your team does an amazing job. And any board member, if you haven't been recently, I was super impressed with the space that we have there, what you've done with it, and what we can maybe do more of. We've had conversations. Sorry, Randy. And I have conversations. But anyway, if you haven't been there, what's exciting and thrilling for me is you're welcome here. And we have offices, Communities in Schools has an office there. Special Education has an office there. We have our folks who are getting our English learners. They have, all of these folks are there. So when families come to register, we have the supports there, and we're not saying, oh, come back. Oh, we can't help you right now. Oh, this, that, and the other thing. You don't have all your paperwork. Let's wait. You're doing it real time, and you're getting folks what they need, and it's super, super impressive. And I'm just so thrilled with all of the things that you guys have done this last year.
We definitely appreciate it. Again, I want to stand here and say we appreciate it, but again, stars are
appreciate
there,
it,
but we
ladies.
definitely appreciate it.
I was excited when they got the planters over there and the repainting you guys are painting. I was like, oh, it's looking good. And that, like, seriously, it's just amazing from the excitement in the beginning, like something's happening to where you guys are right now and just this amount of time, what you've accomplished. Again, the data doesn't lie. It's there. You're doing the things.
All good?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Dr. Lusher is coming to the podium to announce Staff Appreciation Week.
Right, well, that was a great segue. Speaking of people,
Perfect.
I've said for many a year that bricks and mortar do not make a school. It is the people and the relationships that make it special. And I think Mr. Kennedy and his team are great examples of that. So President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the board, Mr. Banks, Mr. Garside, it is my great pleasure to bring to you a declaration of staff appreciation for May 4th through 8th of 2026. The Southwestern City Schools Board of Education and District Administration recognize the vital role that educators, support staff, and administrators play in shaping the future of our students. Their collective dedication, passion, and hard work help students grow, learn, and achieve their goals. Certificated, classified, and administrative staff serve as mentors, role models, and motivators, inspiring students to explore new ideas and reach their full potential. Their impact extends beyond the classroom, leaving indelible impressions long after students have moved on. Staff open doors to endless opportunities for our students each and every day. Whether it be through instruction, the safe transport of students, serving nutritious meals in our cafeteria, maintaining facilities, or any number of professional support roles, our staff provide what is the heartbeat of the work in our district. With more than 1,900 teachers, 800 support staff professionals serving approximately 21,000 students and their families, our district values the commitment and unwavering resolve of its employees and the essential role that they play in public education. Let it then be resolved, and in recognition of their dedication, the Southwestern City Schools Board of Education proclaims May 4th through 8th, 2026 as Staff Appreciation Week. We encourage the community to join us in celebrating and thanking our teachers and staff for their hard work in providing a safe, supportive, and enriching learning environment for all of our students.
Thank you. Moving along, any board reports?
I just have one thing. A little bird told me today that it's Mr. Banks' birthday.
I'm glad you did it.
Happy birthday, Mr. Banks. Glad you're here this evening.
I know he's spending his birthday with us.
I'm sorry.
I was like, yes, it can't be me to put him on the spot. Anything else? All righty, continuing to move along, we're gonna pass it over for personnel with Vice President Julie Liskini.
Thank you, President Peterson. This evening, under personnel, there are 4 action items involving 100 persons. 4 certificated and administrative resignations or retirements, 39 administrative employment. 35 of these are administrative contract renewals, 56 certificated employments, 42 of those are supplementals, and 1 classified resignation. So just to note, because board docs is not up, there are 2 folks that are not listed in our notes that are on this, that are a part of this administrative employment. So just wanted to make note of that. David Abbott and Andrew Stotts, because of our board docs issue. So just a note of that. Moving on, tomorrow our recruiting will take place at Central Crossing High School as we participate in the Southwestern City Schools Hiring Expo. Super excited about that. As you know, we are always actively hiring. We are hiring for all positions for the 26-27 school year, but especially bus drivers. We can get drivers in the system, CDL trained and ready to go for August. If you're interested or know of someone, please go to the careers tab at swcsd.us. And after reviewing these items, I move them for approval.
Can I get a second?
Second, Alkire.
We noted our additions. Anything else? All righty, roll call.
Ms. Liskini,
Yes.
Mrs. Alcar,
Yes.
Mrs. D'Angelo Steele,
Yes.
Dr. Dillon,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson.
Yes. Turning it over to you.
Thank you, President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the board, Mr. Banks, Mr. Garside. We're here tonight to introduce 4 administrators to the district. Some are new, some are not, some moving to different roles for the district, so we're excited to do that for us. First up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ryan Wells as our new principal at Prairie Norton Prairie Norton Elementary School. You about had a heart attack back when I did that too. Like, what the world's going on? Yeah. Ryan comes to us from Groveport Madison Local Schools, where he currently serves as the principal of Asbury Elementary School, a role he has held since 2023. In this role, he has led MTSS efforts, coordinated district leadership teams, and supported professional development and instructional coaching to benefit students. Prior to this, he served as an assistant principal at Pickerington Central High School and Tollgate Middle School, where he also led PBS initiatives, supported instructional staff, and served on multiple building leadership teams. Mr. Wells, if you did not know, has deep roots here as he returns to South Ocean City Schools, serving originally as an intervention specialist at Holt Crossing Intermediate School and Westland High School, and as a Grove City High School graduate in 2009. Mr. Wells holds his bachelor's in adolescent education from Wabash College, master's in administration and leadership from Lamar University, and is currently pursuing his EDD in educational leadership from Concordia. We look forward to Ryan's return home to South Ocean City Schools with high expectations for Prairie Norton Elementary, and Ryan will do well as he works in better relationships with our staff, students, and families. Mr. Wells.
Well, good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you for you all in front of me, but also thank you for everyone that's either beside me or behind me. I'm sorry you got to look at my backside here, but I really appreciate your time for taking the opportunity, number one, to really appoint me for this position, but really I want to thank you all for being advocates for our students, for our district, and for our community. When Mr. Jordan had asked me to say a couple of words, I immediately thought, man, this is going to be the easiest thing I've ever done, because I've really been blessed with the gift of gab. But as I stand here currently, I'm really at a loss for words. I'm speechless, because I'm truly living my dream. And my dream is to give back to the community that helped serve me. If I look back at a crystal ball 15, 20, 25 years ago, and I would have saw in that crystal ball that I'd be standing here today about to be appointed the head principal at Prairie Norton Elementary, not middle school, I probably would have laughed. I probably would have thought that you were joking. Some of my principals, some of my teachers, and definitely my peers would have laughed and never would have thought I would have been here today. But I've been a lot of hard work and dedication to get where I'm at. But most importantly, it's taken a village to raise me. And it's been people like Coach Jordan, Coach Damaso, great counselors like John Hampson at Grove City High School, great teachers like Michael Crabtree, that have really, and great principals like Tyler Winter, Kelly DeGazzo, and Dr. James Miller that have really brought me to this position. I know with me is I also thrive on building relationships. And like I said, it's been a lot of time, sweat, tears, blood even to get to where I'm at today, and a whole lot of student loans. So I am very blessed with this opportunity, and I bring my whole heart, my lots of energy, and I am extremely proud and excited to continue to this journey and to give back to the community that helped me be the person, the leader I am today. So thank you again for you guys all taking time out of your evening, and thank you for everyone that's here tonight. I truly appreciate, once again, your time and energy and your effort to really better this community. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, James.
I didn't know if I was supposed to take questions, but if you don't, I'm just going to step on back. So thank you.
You're fine. Yeah, he makes names.
Just means I'm getting old.
Oh, man. I recognize those things. Everyone's in the room like, oh.
Well, I'm very excited to announce our next individual, Mr. Dave Wallace, as our next principal at Holt Crossing Intermediate. Mr. Wallace has been in Southwest City Schools since 2019 as the assistant principal and athletic director at Norton Middle School. Prior to his arrival in Southwestern, Dave was an instructional coach for grades 6 through 12, Fairbanks local, and 8th grade teacher with Franklin City Schools. Dave holds a bachelor's in secondary social studies from the University of Arizona and a master's of science in technology and enhanced learning from the University of Dayton. Confident you'll come to know Dave is a poised and dynamic leader who is deeply committed to the provision of procedural structures embedded with PBIS, MTSS, and CBT frameworks that maximize student-centered, individualized focus aligned to our district's academic goals. Brings a thoughtful, solution-oriented approach, leveraging these systems to reduce behavioral and self-regulation challenges, helping all students remain engaged, on track, focused, and learning. He's very persistent, works extremely hard. We're very excited to have him take over at Holt Crossing Intermediate School. Dave?
Good evening, President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the board, Mr. Banks, and Mr. Garside. It's an honor to stand before you tonight as I accept the position as principal at Holt Crossing Intermediate School. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the board and the administration for your confidence in my leadership and for this incredible opportunity to continue to serve our district in a new capacity. For the past 7 years, I've had the privilege of serving as the assistant principal at Norton Middle School. My time there has been incredibly rewarding, and I'm deeply grateful to the Norton staff, students, and families for their partnership and for everything we've accomplished together. While it's bittersweet to leave such a dedicated team, I'm beyond excited to transition into this new chapter. I'm truly looking forward to joining the Rocket community and collaborating with the talented teachers and families at Holt Crossing to support the growth and success of every student. Thanks again for this opportunity, and go Rockets.
I'm also thrilled to introduce Mr. Andy Sutz as our new coordinator for federal and state programming. Andy comes to us from Franklin Woods Intermediate, where he has served as principal since 2010. Prior to his principalship, Andy served as a 6th grade teacher for 5 years at Park Street Intermediate School. He started his career at East Toledo Junior High. He holds a bachelor's of education from Bowling Green State University and a master's of education in curriculum and instruction, also from Bowling Green State University. He has a master's of education leadership from Ashland University. I'm confident you will come to know Andy as a leader who cares about student success and is passionate about finding ways to remove barriers so they can achieve that success that he knows they can do. So Andy, come say a few words, buddy.
Good evening, President Peterson, Vice President Liskini, members of the board, Mr. Banks, and Mr. Garside. Tonight is a bittersweet moment for me. For the past 15 years, I have dedicated my professional life to the students, staff, and families of Franklin Woods. It's been an unforgettable ride, and I'll never forget it. Helping those in need is at the core of what I believe. It's who I am, and it's what my faith teaches me. And so I just really want to briefly thank the board for the opportunity to serve those and across the district in this type of capacity. I cannot wait to learn from others and collaborate with others to meet the needs of some of our most vulnerable youth. So thank you so much again, and thank you for the opportunity to be coordinator of state and federal programs.
Finally, I am incredibly proud to introduce to you, it's on your board agenda, as David M. Abbott, but I know him as Mike Abbott. You'll know him as Mike Abbott, as our new Executive Director of Business and Administrative Services for Southwest City Schools. Mike joins the leadership team from Upper Arlington City Schools, where he has served as the Executive Director of Operations since 2016. With over 25 years of experience in public education, he previously held key leadership roles in maintenance and transportation at Hilliard City Schools. His career demonstrates a passion of upward mobility, characterized by relentless drive that saw him rise from his beginnings as a diesel mechanic to the executive suite of the school system. Mike's ability to be hands-on, support his team and those who work with him, as well as solve complex problems and conflicts, are incredible strengths that you get to see and do. I am confident you will come to know Mike as an incredibly enthusiastic and dynamic leader who cares greatly about the people he works with and supports them in whatever fashion to help them reach their goals. His success, or their success, is his success. Mike, come on, please.
thank you all. I will tell you, I have been sitting here thinking, how do I follow up this amazing group of people over before me? So thank you for holding the last seat for me. And while I do not have the history here in Southwestern City Schools that my colleagues have shared with us, I am excited to make history moving forward with each and every one of you. So I am absolutely honored to have been selected as your next Executive Director of Business and Administrative Services and to serve alongside this talented group of support staff, educators, and administrators that I have researched and encountered during my short time with you in the district. I know earlier Mr. Costello and Mr. Kennedy said a lot of target words for me that as I was sitting here and really over the past several days, I've just kept ringing in, and that was culture and welcoming. And even from my first interview here, it felt like I had been here for 10 years. It felt like I was surrounded by friends and family. And when you dedicate so much of your time in your life to employment and to supporting others, you need to be surrounded by family and friends. So I definitely feel that here, even with the board that I met earlier today, and I am truly excited for what the future holds for us. So thank you very much for your time.
I just want to say before we move on that to see leadership growth within, someone coming back, coming home, and welcoming someone new in to create your history, a part of Southwestern City Schools, is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so it's exciting, and it is a pleasure to hear about everyone's background and to be able to join and continue to grow with us. So thank you. All righty, moving along, items for discussion. Me and Randy are going to go first because we're going to put Evan on the spot. He's back there nodding his head, no. But he can't get away from it. So we could not let this board meeting go away without highlighting that Evan DeBoe was the 2026 Ohio School Communicator of the Year. And the department received several other awards. I'm going to mention two. I'll let Randy piggyback off anything I missed. But they also received the 2026 Best of the Best for PR and marketing for the rebranding of our school district. And they received the Best of the Best for photography for Darby Woods Elementary School's spotlight on, I want to say it was the field day. So what else am I missing, Randy?
You're not missing anything. Dr. Lusher and I had the opportunity to go to the conference up at Polaris and see Evan get his award. I think he was somewhat surprised, but there were a lot of nervous people that day that might have tipped him. But Evan does an excellent job of telling the positive stories that exist in our school district. He does it and leads a team of people, and he gives those people a ton of credit. So I'm not going to have you come up and talk about your individual award, Evan, but why don't you come up and tell the board a little bit about the team awards, because I couldn't carry all 15 of them down here.
Yes,
So
there's several. They received several.
Only condition I can talk about my team. First, again, I just want to extend a welcome to some of our new folks in new roles. I'm excited to work with some of you guys as you transition into your new capacity and assist you in that way in our department as well. And then Mike, we're excited to have you aboard, Ryan as well too. So welcome. So a conference I won't soon forget last week, but just as Randy mentioned, there's a hunk of glass and then some upstairs on top of our piece, or our countertop piece upstairs. I could not be more proud of our team, particularly the two that you had mentioned. The PR and marketing campaign one is an incredibly competitive category. You're up against folks that have put together vibrant multimedia packages for bond issues and levy campaigns and a number of different safety initiatives. So, I mean, that was kind of the common theme I had heard from colleagues in other roles across the state as well, too, is we're not having the proximity and the history to the old traditional school bell logo that we did leave in last week for our school bell campaign. We can't lose entirely, all of our history here, but just so much pride from colleagues and seeing some of the work. I had a colleague, I won't mention in Central Ohio where they were at, but just so prideful of and jealous of some of our photography stuff with what Meredith and Katie get to do. So they're really the piece here. I mean, I'll echo some of the sentiments, said, with Ed and his glowing remarks about our great team at the Welcome Center. I mean, it's really a team approach. Every day we're trying to juggle so many different hats. How do we celebrate different parts of the district? Okay, what pocket of the district or feeder system have we not got to most recently to make sure that we're uplifting that staff or that category of a job piece, as much as we can, mixed in with all those little reminders that we need, right? I mean, it's the sprint of, hey, show up and celebrate kids season right now for a slate of different extracurricular opportunities and programs. It's a true blessing to be a part of this work. And I just want to personally thank this Board of Education, a couple members from the last iteration of the Board of Education as well too, and then the folks I get to work with on the administrative side, Mr. Banks and Dr. Lusher, Dr. Bowser, other member, Mr. Garside and Mr. Jordan as well too, with our cabinet team for really just empowering us and helping us find some of those narratives to uplift and tell. And then again, from the board's perspective, investing in us a little bit last year with bringing back, a position that had kind of been dormant since 2009. You guys have seen Katie's work, and I mean that's the powerful piece of just putting, those anecdotal stories you hear about into a vibrant, compelling video where it's a name with a face and it's a person, it's a school building, it's a story, it's a student narrative to uplift and celebrate. So this is a team celebration. I wouldn't go to war with anybody else. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So deserved. I came in and had to fill the big shoes of Sandy Neckloff. And what I will tell you, Evan, your growth and observing that and watching that has been tremendous. I mean, it's just elevated all the way through. So you are doing great work. Sandy often sends me messages of how good you are doing at task. I even thought it was funny because my husband, here we got board president's husband, he's sitting at the table and the video came on. I forget which one it was, and he says, "You guys do commercials?" I was like, okay, we'll take it that way. Yes, we do commercials. So, Evan, you have him out there in the commercial spotlight. So I have some more things, but I want anyone else to jump in while I find my Post-it. If there's anything else.
I do. I have something.
Yes.
Just a shout out. Just wanted to say what a wonderful job that Evan and his team did last week at the awards gala. If you didn't catch that online, what a wonderful evening celebrating all of our staff, our volunteers, PTA, just a wonderful evening. So great job. I always love that event, and my feet were a little sore at the end, everybody else, but it's worth it. I love it so much. And then I also want to give a shout out. There were 4 Southwestern staff members who are receiving and being recognized for the 2026 Fretwell Awards from Scouting America. Christy Thomas, a 6th grade teacher from Hayes Intermediate School. Kendra Turner is a 2nd grade teacher from Buckeye Woods Elementary School. Michael Berry, head custodian from Grove City High School. He won an award last week as well. He's got it going on over at GCHS. And Ashley Scheiderer, she's a physical education teacher at Holt Crossing Intermediate School. So I just love celebrating our staff and our students, but staff that are just going above and beyond, and it's just really impressive. So I wanted to just spotlight those folks.
Thank you. Okay, board, so that you guys know, and some of this for the public, our next meeting, May 18th, we're gonna have, Hugh is gonna give the 5-year forecast. Also, we're gonna have a facilities update, presentation. So board members, your homework, bring your questions for, our next month's meeting, so that we can answer, discuss anything that you may have related to these very two important areas, okay? So I wanted to make sure I reminded you and brought your awareness to that. Is there anything else for items for discussion?
I just wanted to bring up, I brought it up a couple meetings ago, but just making sure it's out there on record that I would like to have a discussion, maybe not today, maybe let some time to look into it, but creating a position of legislative liaison.
Popped in my head, so you were about to say it.
And maybe thinking about what that looks like, who they would be communicating with, if they need a team or if it's enough for one person to do it. So, does anyone have any thoughts on that?
I think it's a great idea. That's why we did it before. We had that communication before. We've done it before. When we got on the board, one of the first meetings we had, I'll be honest, with Bill Wise, he wanted to get rid of that position. So we said, okay, Bill, if you don't think you need this, then okay, we'll go with it. But Chris and Kelly and I, we were in contact with legislators and things the past couple of years to keep track of things. And we do set aside time, like I said, how Neola does their policies, they bring new legislation out. So it's always been a topic of discussion. I know President Peterson hasn't brought it up since January, so it hasn't really been a thing for us. But I think it's definitely important. Like we said before, I think anybody should always be in contact with folks and be reporting it back to the board all the time. And with how the legislative stuff works here in Ohio, it could be on Neola's schedule or it can be every week they can be popping something out. So it's always important to keep track of what's what and what's happening. I think it's important to keep track of, the things that are important to the education in the district and things. There's hundreds of bills that are constantly being put out there that are constantly happening. I know sometimes in the past it's been, a preview of every single thing that's ever occurred at the legislative level. And that can be a little tedious for the district, for pertaining to a school system. But 100%, that's why we had one before. We had, the position didn't go away by any means. Like there hasn't been nobody that hasn't done it. Like I said, Chris and I were very involved. Mr. Bozo and I were very involved the last 2 years with legislative things and updates. So I think it's good to keep doing.
I got it marked down and I asked, Banks to help me remember to put that on. It's been in my thought process. So we'll bring it back to the surface. Okay. All right. It is now recommended that the Board of Education adjourn to executive session according to policy 0166 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee. Can I get a motion?
So move, Dylan.
Can I get a second?
Second, D'Angelo Steele.
Roll call.
Dr. Dillon,
Yes.
Mrs. D'Angelo Steele,
Yes.
Mrs. Alcar,
Yes.
Ms. Liskini,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson.
Yes. I will let everyone know when we return after executive session, there will not be any additional discussion. So you may go home and enjoy the rest of your evening. I assure you, it won't be additional topics to be covered. Thank you.